Tucked away just outside the chaos of Orlando is a place known for being one of the most charming downtown areas in the state of Florida. It's called Winter Garden, and today we're going to check it out. Our first stop, Winter Garden City Hall. I feel like City Hall was the perfect place to start our day here in Winter Garden. Not only was it a great little detour because of the art that they had on display, we'll get back to that in a second, but the woman working reception was incredibly helpful. I told her that I was going to be exploring for the day, and she told me not only about some of the things that I knew about, some of the things that Winter Garden is known for, but also some other things that seem like they just might be hidden gems, so we'll add them to our list. The artwork here in City Hall, though, is something that I definitely want to highlight because this isn't just any old artwork. This is artwork from students, local students, and some of it is really impressive. Some of it's even for sale, which I think is fantastic because you can not only support the arts, but support upcoming artists, which is, that's great. A corner cafe called Rosalie was our next stop. This is one of those places that wasn't initially on my radar. It just didn't stand out to me, but it stood out to Russ, so he recommended that I stop in, and I'm so glad that he did because this place is busy, which leads me to believe that it's a go-to stop for people who live and work in this area. Now, I decided to grab myself a creme brulee latte. A lot of people were ordering this, so it seemed like a good choice. And then I got an almond croissant, which just looked delicious to me, and that's as good a reason as any. So, Let's give this a try, take a sip, and see how it is. That creme brulee top is so thick and sweet, but it's not overly sweet all the way through. It's almost marshmallowy. I really like this. So now let's give this croissant a try. It is heavy. I have no idea if I'm going to be able to finish this, but I did park not too far away, so maybe we'll just go drop off whatever we can't finish in the car. So this croissant is not light and airy. It almost reminds me of one of those cookie croissants. The ones that were like all the rage not that long ago, where they put cookie dough in a croissant and make like this ooey gooey delicious sandwich. This kind of reminds me of that. It does have that almond flavor, but it's not like over the top. This isn't nearly as sweet as I expected it to be, but it also isn't as much like a croissant as I expected it to be. It's still good and couples really nicely with this creme brulee latte, but definitely not overpowering. Actually, neither of these things are. Also, for those of you who were wondering, the latte was $6.90 and the croissant was $7.50. So this definitely isn't the cheapest option, but especially if you want to eat there, it's kind of a whole vibe. Now, I decided to take my order to go because it's just far too nice outside to sit in a cozy kind of tight cafe. And this place is tight, which is almost part of the vibe. So that's not necessarily a criticism, but it depends on how you like to enjoy what it is that you're sitting down at a cafe to eat. There's also a lot of other places to sit and enjoy something like this around Winter Garden, so I opted to do that. In fact, almost everywhere you turn, it feels like the city itself is inviting you to linger. There are benches, swings, tables, and chairs. There's even a splash pad to cool off from the midday Florida sun. And that makes this the perfect stop whether you're just passing through on the West Orange Trail or you're here to take in the downtown area itself. So I found a bench in the shade to hang out for a couple minutes. It's actually a great little spot and nice and cool. Like, I couldn't have asked for better weather. It's just out front of the First Baptist Church, but the reason we're right here is because that building right there, that's our next stop. So that's an information center, and just beyond that is a museum, a history museum, which wasn't initially on my radar. But when I stopped into City Hall, the receptionist there, she said that I should check it out. So I figure, we got it, right? Now, both of these places open up at 11, and it's still a little bit early, so I'm just chilling. I also kind of scoped out the shops on my way over here and even wandered into one. It was a bookstore called Writer's Block Bookstore, and let me tell you, I have been dying to check out a place like this. It's the type of place where they have lots of fun, quirky recommendations, things like blind date with a book, which I have always wanted to try, so of course I picked one up. The staff were amazing too, super friendly and helpful. So I'm really excited to crack into this book, but not right now. I know I've got some time on my hands, but it can wait. Like I said though, it's almost 11, so just a few minutes before we can make our way into that information center, and who knows, maybe we'll stumble into something else that we need to check out while we're here in Winter Garden. The Heritage Foundation Information Center is a great place to start a tour of the Winter Garden Historic Downtown District. Here you can grab a map, shop unique products, and learn more about upcoming local events. Once you've finished here, we highly recommend popping over to the Heritage Museum. Here you can learn quite a bit about the history of Winter Garden, from the role it played in Florida's citrus industry to the devastation of the 1998 Kissimmee tornado outbreak. There's also a significant amount of African American history here in Winter Garden as well, and you'll find some of it highlighted in this museum. While the museum itself isn't huge, you could spend a significant amount of time in here, and we recommend you do. Just wrapped up the Heritage Museum. I think I mistakenly called it the History Museum initially, but let me tell you what, both that and the Information Center were fantastic. There's lots of history here, so there's a lot to learn in both of these locations, and if you have the opportunity to talk to the people who are working, please do, because they are just delightful. So much knowledge, so much fun talking to everyone that I encountered. Just great experience overall. The railroad plays a huge role in the history of Winter Garden, which you can learn more about by checking out the Central Florida Railroad Museum. This museum, which is located in the former Tavares and Gulf Depot built in 1913, has a fairly extensive collection with some rotating exhibits, and some are very interesting. I found the museum itself to be interesting, but more interesting still was the conversation that I had with the gentleman who was running the museum. He was so full of insight and willing to share his knowledge. It really did make the experience for me. Art also plays a big role in downtown Winter Garden, so the local art gallery located in an old fire station was a must-see during my visit. The pieces, all by local artists, were amazing, and we even got to vote for our favorite. I'm a huge fan of winging it. So as soon as lunchtime rolled around, I was like, what looks good? We're gonna get the next thing that catches my eye. And you know what it was? A hot dog. A hot dog. So this is a stadium dog. I didn't go with any sides or anything like that. We have the dog, we have a drink. This is a freestyle beverage. So I got myself 0 sugar mellow yellow limeade. It's my go-to. This cost me like $9, which that's nothing. And this dog, it looks pretty good. Definitely gonna be messy, but we're gonna do our best. There's various sauces. We got sauerkraut, we've got peppers. So, we're just gonna do what we do best. Eat this thing, see how it goes. It's probably worth noting that I have a fistful of napkins and a shirt to change into in the car. 'Cause, This is a soggy hot dog. And you know what? I got it as is. I didn't make any substitutions or anything. It's got whatever it is that they normally put on it. This thing's really good. So I don't know what every one of the sauces is, but here's the thing. The bun is the star of the show. They grilled this bun on like a little triangle grill thing, so it like hugged the grill. I mean, the whole thing is pretty fantastic, but the bun, that stand out. All right, now that was a solid hot dog, and I didn't even make a mess. No need to change my shirt. Amazing. Now, I know that the flavors of that hot dog aren't going to be for everybody, but they do have a ton of other options, including like chili dogs and whatnot. This one was really good, though. I'd get it again. It did get a little bit difficult to eat there toward the end, with all the sauce kind of working its way through the bun, but the flavor was just fantastic. And the price was really fair. I can't complain for lunch under $10. Next time we have to try their fries though, for sure. So it's the next day. Initially, I planned for our Winter Garden trip to be a day trip, but there were just so many interesting things I wanted to see, and there were some more foods that I wanted to try, and I needed to bring in some reinforcements. It is a Saturday, so it's a slightly different environment than it was yesterday, but we also have some other things going on because it's Saturday, like the farmer's market, which is happening right down the way. So we are going to go check that out. And then we're going to wrap up our day here with some lunch, and I think you guys are going to like this place. So anyway, you ready to head out? What do you say? Ready to go? Let's do it. While the overall vibe of Winter Garden was the same on this Saturday morning, it's definitely more crowded. This makes arriving early a must, especially if you're looking to check out the farmer's market. The farmer's market here in Winter Garden is pretty impressive. They've got a lot more than I was expecting to see. Of course, there's fresh produce, there's even fresh flowers and fish. Yeah, a pretty significant selection too. And then there's everything else that you might expect to find at a farmer's market, and a whole lot of it. You know what else they have here is a ton of food stalls, and some of it smells absolutely delicious. But we do have other plans today, so I think we might skip some of these stalls and save them for another time. So we finally made our way to kind of the end of where we're going to be exploring here in Winter Garden. It's called Plant Street Market, and there is so much going on in here. There's a butcher, there's a bakery, there's a brewery, pizza, mac and cheese. I mean, the list goes on. They also have a coffee shop, and so since we have a little bit of time to kill, we grabbed a coffee and a lemonade. This is Russ's. It is some sort of raspberry chocolatey concoction. We did talk to the barista who made some adjustments, so it's not as sweet. Also has dark chocolate instead of white chocolate. I'm gonna give it a try. Oh, that's really good. It has all the flavor of raspberry, but not a ton of sweetness. You still taste that espresso, which is nice, and you get the warm flavor of chocolate, but it doesn't have that like super chocolatey flavor. I really like that, but I got a lemonade. This is a lavender lemonade, and it's really good. Yeah, I already took a few sips of it. It's not the most special thing that they have on the menu, probably not the most exciting, but it's refreshing and exactly what I was looking for. Now, there are two different things that I wanted to try from the Plant Street Market. The first is the loaded brisket fries from this little piggy. My goodness, these things look amazing. Now, when we first ordered these, Russ was like, the price is a bit much, but he changed his tune really quick as soon as they came to the table. This is heavy. We've got brisket, we've got hand-cut fries, cheese, and of course barbecue sauce. I can't wait to give this a try. I honestly don't even know where to begin, so I'm just gonna dig in. These fries look really good. I'm gonna get a little bit of brisket in there. Got some barbecue sauce and some cheese. This brisket is falling apart. Here we go. Wow, that's really good. These fries are fantastic, and the brisket, I mean, look, I'm not like a professional brisket eater, okay? I don't have brisket all that often. This is pretty good.
Proteins and carbs. Best combination on the planet. Nothing more to say. It's great brisket, great French fries, good sauce. I like it.
So the whole reason we're here today at Plant Street Market is for pizza. I know, but look, we had some phenomenal pizza during a trip to Boston, so we've been trying to chase down something that can at least come close to comparing, and they have a place here that has a similar style of pizza, so we have to give it a try. I don't know if it's gonna hold up, honestly. It looks good. I'm crossing my fingers. The sauce looks like it might be the same, so that's very exciting. Let's see what we got. So this is just a cheese pizza, but it has mozzarella and provolone, so it's a little bit different from what we had last time. I might need another slice or two. All right, so after having had a complete slice of pizza and basically polishing off the fries that we got, I have to say the fries are definitely much better than the pizza, and I wasn't expecting that to be the case. The pizza is fine. I feel like it's missing something. There's something that's not there that should be. I definitely think that it would be a great pizza to enjoy with a beer from the brewery here, and it's definitely going to do the job if pizza is what you're looking for, but this one isn't one that I'd get again. Oh, and if you're wondering where this sits on the One Bite app, boom, there it is. So, you know, not really the best. Definitely nothing like we got in Boston. I don't think I'd come back out for this one. It doesn't even kind of scratch that itch, at least in my opinion.
I will say though, the French fries are definitely the way to go.
Having spent a significant amount of time wandering around this area, we think that this is a lovely place to spend a day and one you might want to consider if you're looking for an escape from the sometimes overwhelming hustle and bustle of the surrounding areas. It's almost like stepping into your favorite comfort TV show where the sense of community is strong and the goal is slowing down rather than rushing on to the next thing. It's one of those rare places where you can truly visit with no plan and still leave feeling fulfilled. And we think you'll love it.